Brian, thank you very much. It is National Poison Prevention Week. So to talk all about that, we have Dr. Clark here from Ogden Clinic. And first of all, we got to talk about no relation here, although I'm sure he is a fantastic doctor because he has a wonderful, wonderful last name. Thanks so much for joining us. Didn't realize this was an actual week. So talk about it. This was actually an act of Congress that made this week legitimate.
That's right. It was an act of Congress in 1961, signed by President Kennedy, that established the third week of March as National Poison Prevention Week, really to bring awareness of unintentional poisonings in the home. So it's a big deal. It
is a big deal, and unintentional is kind of the key word here because nobody means to poison their child, obviously. Exactly. But sometimes accidents happen. So let's start with a scenario first off. If you are in your home, you see a child playing with some sort of medicine or a bottle of some sort, what are the signs you need to look for to be like they have taken something they shouldn't and maybe too much of it as well?
Yeah, so a lot of things you can look for. If they've gone into chemicals, household cleaning supplies, they could have burns or redness around the mouth, or stains on the clothing, things like that. They could also have confusion. They could be dizzy, drowsy, vomiting, or excessive drooling. Those are some basic signs to look for if you suspect that.
And a lot of people would say, okay, well, I want to be really careful. I don't want to call for help if it's not true. But in this situation, is it better to be safe than sorry?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If you suspect anything at all, it's best to seek help.
And unfortunately, this happens to our little ones. So why generally is it for people under the age of 5 that you have a situation like this?
I think a lot of it has to do with the natural progression of their development. So they start becoming more mobile and maneuvering through the house, getting into things that they shouldn't. As they begin to walk, they're able to reach high up on the counter where before they couldn't. They can reach those harmful substances. And then they develop the fine motor skills in their hands, so they can untwist the caps and the bottle tops. So just the natural course of their development leads them to that risk of being poisoned.
I was one of those little girls. I was a little girl and got into my grandma's purse and pulled out some medicine I shouldn't. I had to pump my stomach. So it's definitely something that happens to everybody. What can everybody do? Moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, anyone? What can they do to make sure that their house is safe so that this doesn't happen to them?
That's a great question. I think the first thing you can do, especially if kids are in the home, is to have the safety locks on the drawers and the cabinets to make sure that they can't get into those. Now, they're not 100%. They can still, those vigorous ones will get through anything you put in their path, but that's a good place to start. Put the medications and cleaning supplies high up in shelves where they're out of reach from kids. Also, keep things in their original containers. Don't put non-food items in food and drink containers, because that's just an open invitation for kids to try out whatever's in that bottle.
Just asking for a problem there.
Exactly.
Such great, really very, very good suggestions, Dr. Clark. We sure do appreciate it. And when you are contacting poison control or a local clinic, is there anything in particular we need to make sure that we are conveying to the person on the other end of the line?
Yeah, you want to for sure give them the age and weight of the child or whoever ingested the substance. Know as much as you can about what they took and the time period of when they ingested the substance.
So details right there in the beginning will help
exactly
kind of in a long-range forecast. Dr. Clark, thank you very much. We sure do appreciate it. National Poison Prevention Week, so please go home and take a look at what's going on there in your house if you are home right now and see what you can do to make sure things are safe. And to learn more about Ogden Clinic and their wide array of doctors with many, many specialties, go to our website, goodvita.com/GMU. Thank you very much.
You bet.
We appreciate it. Brian, we'll send it over to you.
All right, thank you.